Hey, what's up, everyone? How you doing? It's nice to have you along. Yeah, there we go. There's that synergy, 222. That's the number of classes that I've taught on the Virtual Village Hall. So thank you to everybody that's maybe been to some of my previous classes. And we'll just carry on, shall we? And just see where we get to. I'm going to go back there on my mat. I'm not quite on it yet. So what I would encourage you to do is to come sitting up nice and tall on your mat. And we're going to sit cross-legged, or as I said on Tuesday when we do the chair yoga, you can sit in a chair for some of this stuff, but we are going to move quite a lot today. So yeah, make sure that you're kind of ready for some movement. I've got a blanket, right? I'm going to place that just on my mat, and I'm going to sit my bottom on my blanket for comfort, but also just to raise my sit bones up, and so I can align my spine without too much effort. 2:30 on a Thursday, right? Always time for a cup of tea. This one is a decaf Darjeeling. What's that all about? It's because I've got a big box of it left, and I'm too tight to throw it away, so I'm going to drink this decaf Darjeeling. Black. It's not too bad. All right. Okay. So you can see how I'm sat. Maybe root your fingertips down. Don't feel like you need to be still here, right? You can have a little wriggle around. We're not going to sit for too long. We're going to move, a fair amount, but for now, just have a little wriggle around. Maybe kind of roll the shoulders up or down, whatever feels good. See if you can, as you move here though, see if you can keep drawing that length through your spine. All right, don't get too technical about any of this stuff. And then eventually maybe bring the hands onto the knees. Maybe close your eyes, lots of maybes, but it's your practice, so your choice. And just notice what you brought onto your mat this afternoon. How are you feeling? When we think about our yoga, is this, it is. It's a feeling practice, right? If you haven't already, then a great opportunity just to scan your physical body. How does your physical body feel? I feel a little bit of tension sort of in my mid-spine. Nothing too crazy, but there's something going on there. Feels like a little bit of stiffness. So you find out where you feel maybe a little bit of tightness, a little bit of restriction. And maybe you notice your breath. How are you breathing? Maybe sighing out the mouth a few times here at the start. Noticing how the breath flows. Nice deep inhales, full, releasing exhales as normal. And then if you wanted to, you can just swap your legs out. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to bring my right shin in front because my left shin in front at the moment. So maybe just sit back into the hands or lean back into the hands and just bring your knees a little side to side. Lovely work, everyone. And then come with the other shin in front. Re-lengthen your spine. Bring your hands somewhere that feels comfortable. Mine usually end up here, but there's sometimes here, right? Because sometimes it's just nice to feel that activation through my arms. And then drop your chin down towards your sternum. And maybe just rock your head a little side to side. Little half moon shape like we normally do. And then if you wanted to, you can maybe draw circles with your head. Maybe inhaling as the head comes up, maybe exhaling as the head comes down, but try not to kind of move too quickly. Nice and slow. Always be really safe with the way that you move your head out. And then you might come back the other way. One side might feel a little bit different to the other. Noticing any tension side to side. Keeping the jaw nice and relaxed. Inhale, bring the head back to center. And then take a full exhale. Nice. From here, let's inhale. Just sweep the arms all the way up. Do it nice and slowly. Stretch out through the arms. Feel the sit bones rooting down towards the floor. You can have a little bend in the elbows. You can have the hands quite wide. Some people bring the hands together I sort of hang out here, right? It feels quite good. And I just sort of intuitively move around. Maybe get into that mid and upper spine. So clasp the hands, push them up towards the ceiling. Then exhale around your spine, tuck your navel back towards your spine. We're going to do a few versions of cat-cow today, but for now, this seated one, inhaling up. And then exhale as you round. Maybe exhale through the mouth. It could feel really good. Inhale up. And exhale to round. And then one more time, nice deep inhale as you come up. And then this time, as you exhale and you round the spine, keep the hands coming all the way down, unclasp the hands, and then just walk your fingertips forward. You know, you don't have to come down very far here. In fact, staying nice and high with the spine long and the heart center lifted, this sort of space can feel really good. Nice pelvic tilt, nice deep inhales, full releasing exhales. And if you want to kind of walk the hands out a little more, get a little bit more stretch, maybe you walk the hands to one side, maybe you walk the hands to the other, you know, play around with this. And then eventually you might just fold a little deeper, but that's not really the point. But you might be drawn a little further towards the ground. Let's not linger too long. Inhale to come all the way back up. And then what we're going to do, we're going to bring our legs straight down on mat. So I'm going to have to move to the side because I think it's probably better if I do that for you guys. And I'm going to use my trusted blanket again. All right. So that would just allow my sit bones just to kind of tilt forward. In fact, I'm going to do this. I'm going to kind of fold it quite extensively, right? Nice little cushion from the bottom. All right. And then you can do it that way, right? So you can already see when I lengthen my legs out, then I've got this kind of forward pelvic tilt. If I didn't have it, I'd be kind of leaning back a little bit. You don't even have to keep the legs straight, right? So you can have a nice bend in the knees. See if you can lengthen your spine. Nice. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to bring the right foot in, maybe bring the right knee in, just hover the right foot off the floor. And then you're going to seal that right foot either to the inside of the left calf or the inside of that left leg, the left thigh. Nice. Inhale to reach all the way up. Nice. And then as you exhale, you're going to twist to the right. So left hand on the right knee, right hand behind. Inhale to find length and exhale into your twist. A couple more rounds of breath. Lovely. Inhale to bring the hands all the way up. And then as you exhale, a little quarter turn towards the left leg and then just fold forward. Just a little bit. I'm not asking you to kind of like try and grab your toes. Just kind of wherever the hands kind of arrive. Now, I don't fold forward a huge amount, but I can feel this stretch through my spine. I can feel it through this left hamstring. I can feel it through this right hip. So there's a lot going on for me. Take one more round of breath. And then slowly come all the way back up. Bring the hands behind you. Bring the feet out again. And then just knock the knees again, side to side. Right? Nothing too energetic, right? But certainly quite a deep stretch going on here. All right. Where do we go with this one now? What did we do last time? We twisted to that side. I can't even remember. All right. Bring your left leg in. Seal your left foot. Is that what we did? We did that anyway, didn't we? No, bring your right foot. And then, is that what we did? Hold on a minute. I went that way. No, it's left leg. We'll get there in a moment. So you just kind of squeeze the left knee in, but you're like, it's left leg, Dave. Dave, it's left leg. Dave, left leg, left leg, left leg. All right, seal the left foot inside the right thigh. Yeah, that's better. Or inside the left calf, right? And then sit nice and tall here. Inhale to sweep the arms up. Really confused there. And then exhale, twist to the left, right hand onto the left knee or the left thigh, left hand behind. Inhale to find length, and then exhale into your twist. It's absolute chaos this afternoon. All right. So we usually do a twist from a seated position, as in the legs crossed. So this one's a little bit different. Take one more round of breath. And a full exhale. Nice. Inhale to bring the hands all the way back up. And then as you exhale, fold over that right leg. And again, don't have to come down too far. As long as you feel that stretch, some people kind of will pull their right toes back towards their shin. Try to keep your shoulders nicely relaxed. So don't kind of like hunch in like this. Just feel that stretch, right? This is not about getting down to the floor. This is about feeling that nice stretch down the back of the right leg and the spine. Maybe inch the fingertips forward a little bit. And then exhale. Bring the hands back. And then this time, bring your legs long and then just lengthen your legs out. Give them a little shake out. If you're sat on a blanket like me, maybe remain there. Bring your feet together, sit nice and tall. And then you can bring your hands onto your ankles. If they don't reach, bring them onto your knees and just kind of lengthen your spine and just have a little wriggle around here. How does that feel? Pressing the feet together. Now you can kind of bring the elbows inside the knees and you might like lean forward a little bit more. You might even lean back a little bit more, right? This is a nice version. I sometimes like to lean back and I feel this really deep stretch in the hips. And I've got loads of room to breathe into. So different ways to kind of, I was going to say to skin a rabbit, but that's the wrong thing to say, isn't it? I've never skinned a rabbit in my life. All right, take one more round of breath, nice deep inhale, and then a full exhale. Nice. Walk the hands back and then release the legs out again. Beautiful. And then I'm going to come off this blanket and we're going to come onto all fours. Make sure you're hydrated. And when you arrive on all fours, you might want to begin to move through a little bit of cat-cow. That can feel nice, right? So nice big spread out through the fingers. Support your knees out if you need to. Make sure you've got as much comfort through your poses. Nice neutral spine here. Inhale, drop the belly down. Lift your head, lift your heart. Exhale, round your spine. Inhaling. Exhaling. Two more like that. Inhale forward. Exhale. And one more. Inhale. And exhale. From here into child's pose like we normally do. So split the knee a little wider. Maybe walk the hands forward. Soften the forehead down onto the floor or stack your head on your hands or on your blanket. Just take some really deep, nourishing breaths here. Couple more rounds of breath. When you're ready, bring yourself back to all fours. Give your legs a little stretch out. We're going to come to another version of cat-cow. But give your legs a stretch out first. One leg, then the other, kind of press into the toes. Nice work, everyone. And then eventually, come back to this all fours position. And then what we're going to do is going to do cat-cow, but we're going to do it with a shoulder stretch. Now, if it feels really weird or you don't feel balanced enough, that's cool, right? Just come back to this version that we just did a moment ago. If you want to join me, lift up through your right hand and then place your right hand on your back. So you might get a nice shoulder stretch here. Now, think into your alignment of your body. Try and keep your shoulders in line. Try and keep your hips in line. Luckily, I can see into my red cabinet here, so I can see that I am pretty much in line. Inhale, drop your belly down, lift your head, lift your heart. Exhale, round your spine. So you'll feel your spine bend and arch here. Inhale, exhale. Two more. Inhale, exhale. Final one. Inhale and exhale. Slowly bring that right hand down. Maybe move a little intuitively, side to side, maybe some hip circles. Nice work. And then we'll do that on the other side. So nice big spread through the right fingers, right hand, lift up through the left hand, place that left hand onto kind of your lumbar spine, lower part of your spine, and then just have a little feel into your body. Maybe close your eyes and imagine you can see yourself from above, right? Find that alignment. Inhale, drop the belly down, lift your head, lift your heart. Exhale, feel that real rounding into the palm of your hand, or it's the back of your hand, isn't it? Inhale, belly drops, head and the heart lift. Exhale, round the spine. Two more. Inhale, exhale, Nice deep breathing here. Inhale. And exhale. Beautiful. Bring the left hand down, split the knees wide, fall back into child's pose again. Or any version of a pose that feels good for you. It doesn't always have to be child's pose, so work out what you need. When you're ready, bring yourself all the way back onto all fours. And then we're going to do something again, just from this all fours position. So you're going to lift up through the right hand again and place the back of your right hand on the back of your neck. So you're kind of in this position, right? Elbow in line with the shoulder. You're going to inhale, keep the hips where they are, but open towards the right. And then as you exhale, bring your right elbow inside the crease of your left elbow. Inhale to open to the side, and then exhale, crunch through. One more, inhale, nice, and exhale. Inhale to come all the way back up, release the right hand down, have a little move side to side, whatever feels good for you. Little hip circles, can feel nice. A lot of focus through the shoulders, right? Nice work. Bring the back of the left hand onto the back of the neck. Inhale to open the left elbow to the left. Exhale, elbow to elbow, right? Inhale. And exhale. Two more. Inhale. Exhale. And final round. Inhale. And exhale. Beautiful. Bring the hands down, fall back into child's pose. Nice. Split the knees wide, and then we're back here again. A few breaths. See if you can relax your shoulders completely. Beautiful. From here, bring the hands out in front if they're not there. And then you're going to tuck into your toes. Then you're going to come into downward facing dog. So when you're ready, come into down dog. Maybe lengthen the legs, and you might kind of look in between the feet. You can bend one knee, you can bend the other, whatever feels good for you. Nice. And then from here, we're going to come into plank. So I'm going to kind of inhale into a high plank here, right? But if you want to, you can drop the knees down, press into the outer edges of your feet, firm up your body, take a deep inhale. As you exhale, lower to the floor. And again, drop the knees down, or you can lower in one piece. It's really up to you how you come down onto your belly. Nice. Walk the hands a little wider, maybe off the top of your mat. Bend into the elbows if you can. Press into the tops of the feet. Inhale into cobra. Exhale, forehead to the floor. Two more like that. Inhale. And exhale. Then one more time. Inhale. And exhale. Bring the hands underneath the shoulders. Tuck the toes under. Now you can press straight up here into plank. You can do it. Or you can bring the knees down and press up onto your knees. So your choice how you do this. You inhale into plank. And then exhale. Lift the hips again into your downward facing dog. Second time we've been here. Take a deep inhale. Take a full exhale. Nice. Inhale to come back into plank. This time we'll all drop our knees, and then exhale to come all the way down. Nice. From here, you might need to give yourself a little bit of room. I'm going to shuffle back just a little bit. We're going to come into Sphinx pose. So this is kind of, again, lumbar spine, so the lower part of our spine, but you'll also feel it through your shoulders. You root down through your forearms. Legs are kind of engaged, right? So sometimes you kind of like engage through the legs. Take an inhale, lift the head, lift the heart, but not too much, right? I get to about this point, and there's just enough stretch for me in that lower spine. You can move the head out a little bit. We've already moved the head earlier in the class, but if you want to move a little here, go for your life. Maybe drawing some little circles. Nice. Beautiful. From here, we're probably in a really good spot. Exhale, come all the way down, bring the right hand on top of your left and bring your elbows out. So you're in this position, right knee in line with the right hip. Imagine you're just about to fall asleep. Beautiful, right? Or any variation if that doesn't work for you. Just releasing the lower spine. You'll swap that out to come to the other side. Right leg meets the left hand on top of the right, left knee in line with the left hip. Or in very simple terms, just swap out to the other side. Beautiful. Press into the right toes, bring the left leg back to meet it, bring the hands back underneath the shoulders, and then inhale, come all the way back onto your all fours. You're going to keep your hips high and you're going to come into puppy pose or melting heart pose. So you walk the hands forward, keep the hips high, maybe bring the forehead onto the floor. Some people will bring the chin on the floor, but it's your choice. And just stretch it out here. So your heart center kind of surrenders down. You feel that quite big stretch through the shoulders, the upper back. Don't push it too far. Breathe very deeply. Beautiful. And then walk the hands back underneath your shoulders. Lovely work. From here, we're going to come back onto our bellies. So I'll invite you to come down, to lie down any way that you want. You can press back into a plank if you're feeling, a little like you've got quite a bit more energy, or you can just bring yourself down onto the floor. I'm going to bring my knees down. I'm going to lower all the way down. Give yourself a little bit of room at the top of your mat again. So again, maybe just shuffle back. And what I'd like you to do is kind of just cross your arms, but have your left arm in front. Okay, so your left arm's in front. And then what you're going to do is you're going to kind of root down through this right arm. That's going to stay on the floor all the time, palm face down. And then I want you to bring your left hand kind of onto your head, but keep your head low. So you're kind of going to do this little back bend with a little salute. So on an inhale, lift your heart and then keep your left hand with the palm face down on your head, but lift up. Exhale. 2 more like that. Inhale up. Exhale down. 1 more. Inhale up. And exhale down. Just swap it out. Nice work. All right, so left arm's going to stay down. You're going to have the right hand down. You're going to bring your forehead onto the right hand. And then inhale. Lift up. Exhale. Palm comes down. Inhaling up. And exhaling down. Final time. Inhale up. And exhale down. Beautiful. Bring the hands back underneath the shoulders. You're going to press yourself back to all fours. And then from here, I invite you just to do some nice cat-cows. Just normal version, right? And really breathe into that space in between the shoulders, your lower spine. Beautiful. From here, 1 more downward facing dog, just to stretch your spine out. Breathe in deeply here. Remember, you can keep a nice generous flex through your knees. And then from here, we're going to come to just sit on our heels. Nice. So this is hero pose. Maybe just sit like this. I'm going to take advantage and have a drink. So if you want to join me having a drink, go for it. And just notice how your body feels. Palms can be up, palms can be down. Let's do one more thing before Shavasana. Come to lie down on your mat. Kind of just roll over onto one hip. And then bring your knees in towards your body. Come down to lie on your mat. I always like to do this. I always like to just squeeze my knees in. And then I'll just rock a little side to side. And then you'll bring your feet nice and wide, bring your arms out in line with your shoulders. Relax your lower spine. And then as you exhale, drop your knees over towards the left or the right, it really doesn't matter. Inhale to center, and then exhale, drop your knees to the opposite side. So just moving like this, always inhaling to center, always exhaling to the side. And then eventually bringing your knees all the way back in. Squeeze your knees in towards your belly. And then I invite you just to set yourself up for a couple of minutes at the end of the class here in Shavasana. Maybe bring the legs long. I'm going to use a blanket underneath my head, just because I'm in that kind of mood today. A blanket under my head kind of mood. And let your body just sink and relax and take in all this goodness. And then from here, just bring a little bit of movement back into your body. You start with your fingers and your toes, and you can progress to your ankles and your wrists. Maybe stretch your arms all the way up. Have a good full body stretch. That feels good. Right, bend the knees in. Oh, feels good, right? And then just roll over to one side. Support your head with your bottom hand. Notice all that amazing work you've done. And then press into your top hand just to come all the way back up to a seated position, where I will come and join you. Come off my mat. Nice work, everyone. Beautiful. We'll finish the practice nice and simply by bringing our hands to our heart center, pressing the thumbs into your sternum, noticing the effects of your practice, and really thanking yourself for showing up. With a wholehearted bow, wishing yourself well, wishing everybody else well. Namaste. Nicely done, everyone. It's really nice to be here today. Yeah, we did some different stuff there today, right? So you might feel that in the shoulders, you might feel it in your back a little bit. Hi to Irene, hi to Alan. Nice to have you guys around. Yes. Anyone else say hello? Oh, nice. Thank you, guys. I'll be back next week. Chair yoga. And then I will also be back for this yoga on Thursday. I can never remember when my chair yoga is. It'll be on Monday or Tuesday. But yeah, whatever you're doing this weekend, I hope it's a great weekend. Keep checking out all the amazing content from these guys at the Virtual Village Hall. It's all online. It's all on Facebook. It's all on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, but Facebook, YouTube, that's where you can catch all the videos. So yeah, I'd wholeheartedly recommend that you just keep checking out and do 2 or 3 things in a week, and it can have such a massive difference to your physical and your mental health. And that's what we're all looking for, right? Just to feel a little bit better than we already do. Or if we feel, a little bit rough, then, a little bit of movement, a little bit of mindfulness, creativity, it can go a huge way. It can go a long way. All right. You take care, guys. Nice to see you all. Bye now.